What's up, my people? How na day waiting they happen waiting this up, guys. So, I just stumbled on this video today. So, this woman, Paul Enenche'S wife, Becky Enenche, warns women or married women, especially, against checking their husband's phone. Let us quickly watch this video.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? But what are you picking your husband's phone for anyway? What are you looking for? The text message you sent for him is in your own copy of your phone. If you want to review what you said, check your phone. You will see it. Every other information there is his information. Personal info what? Mind your business. Just to keep yourself away from anything. Don't invade a person's privacy. If he wants to show you something, he can show you. But bottom line is, don't keep secrets from each other. Praise the Lord.
Now, guys, my point is, once you start having the feeling to check your partner's phone every now and then, to check if he's messaging other women, then you are not supposed to be in that relationship. Relationship like that tend to be toxic. You have to give people benefit of the doubt. Relationship itself is risky. Take your time. If you're suspecting anything because you don't want to be wrong, don't let that affect your relationship, but pay attention to things so that when you make the move, you are sure. And if it turns out that he's cheating, then leave if you are the type that can't take it because he might do it again. But if you are fine with it, no shaking, then you can go ahead, continue with the relationship, stay there. But I just want to say that you have to, be with someone with a positive mindset. It's not like you're not watching. It's not like you're not paying attention. Pay attention, but don't let him know. Don't make it obvious. So that, like I said earlier, when you make the move, you make sure you catch him red-handed. And if you're unable to catch him red-handed, you continue to suspect all the time because of the way he's been, acting, doing things in a weird way. You're not just really, really okay. Then I don't think you want to be in that relationship because it's already messing with your mental health, and your mental health is very, very important. So just stay away. Here we have former YBNL signee. What's that name? Temi Ovwasa. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So this lady was interviewed recently, and she said she has never been sexually attracted to any man. I mean, she's very open with her sexuality, very, very outspoken person. Guys, let us watch this interview and let me know what you think. What's your own opinion, actually?
In my life. That's all. Feels like. Being gay in itself is inherent. It's something that you are. You don't change it. I've gone for more deliverance sessions than I can count before I was 18. So I know that it's not possible to change it. You can suppress it. You can suppress your sexuality and lie to yourself. You can make yourself just adapt, because everybody had a face where they did that before coming out of the closet. It's getting a boyfriend just so people can stop asking you questions, things like that. You can always do that. But if you are gay, you are gay.
Okay, guys, moving on to the next one. This video, according to reports, is a trending video of a woman made to walk on her husband's grave during his funeral. I mean, I think we saw a video a few months ago of a lady who was forced to drink. Was it a few months ago? A few weeks ago, who was forced to drink the water they used to wash her husband's dead body or something like that. Let us watch this. Hey, okay, guys. Moving on to the next one. Here we have a lady. First, I want to say this. It's like some ladies see men as commodities where you just walk into the supermarket and get, them when you are ready for marriage. Just like this lady, right? She's talking about ladies between 25 and 35 years old.
If you are a lady between the ages of 25 to 35 years, or between the ages of 25 to 40 years, I want you to come. Come. There is something I want to tell you. Come. Just come. Yeah? And this thing I want to tell you, don't tell anybody that I said so. Do you know what I want to tell you? Listen. Just go and find a man and get married. Did you hear what I just said? Just find a man. Find a man that have sense. Find a man that has sense and loves you and get married. See, I don't want anybody to hear this thing I'm telling you now. I don't want anybody to hear. See, on social media now, a lot of women, all these women, I don't know, they'll be shouting, marriage is not important. Marriage is not for everybody. Marriage is not a must. Whether you are married or not. See, let me tell you, don't mind them. Don't mind them. Many of them say they don't even pass marriageable age. No be me talker. Don't say I told you. Many of them don't pass marriageable age. Forget makeup. Forget all this filter they are using. Because they already passed that age. That is why they'll come and be shouting, marriage is not important. It is not this. So that you come and join their clique. Don't come and join them. Don't listen to them. At least many of them, they are celebrities now. They already have money. They have money. At least they have money. You now, are you a celebrity? Do you have money? No. So at least, if you are not a celebrity, you don't have money. You better have your husband. You better marry. Before you know it, you go join them. But before you know it now, you don't pass 35. You go join them. At least when they are flaunting their celebrity status, you too go dey flaunt Mrs. status. Do you understand? Don't listen to them, Don't listen to them. Because many of you, I see many of you, you are on their comment section. When they say all those things, you go there, you be shouting, hey, mama, I love you, mama. In fact, gorgeous mama, pretty mama. I listen to you, mama. You are too much, mama. That's what many of you be shouting. Mama, 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 everywhere. You better leave them, go and marry you. See, as long as you are an African woman, husband is very important to you. Don't say I don't tell you. At least allow a man to pamper you. Every time people are struggling, work hard, work hard, work. What are you working hard for? Allow a man to take care of you. Allow a man to pamper you. See, make I tell you, if I not build house, the one where my husband build, it's okay for me. It's okay. It's not a must that you... Not they listen to all these things that are doing on social media.
Now I understand, right? But a man will also have to be ready for marriage. They forget, and I usually see this thing a lot. They forget that the man too will have to be ready for marriage. So that you won't rush in and out the selfish way to do things or selfish thinking. You cannot just think about yourself alone when it comes to marriage, because there's a lot that comes to marriage. Just like making a child as well, bringing a child into this world. It has to be the decision of two people. Two people have to agree. Okay, guys, here, I stumbled on this video. This lady that you see right here is pregnant, but because of her stature, and I've seen this a couple of times on social media, because of her stature, it's not obvious. This kind of body, it's amazing. Let's watch this video.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you get.
Guys, this one is, oh my god, this lady became a single mother at the age of 14, and the fact that she's was able to summon the courage to grant this interview, it's amazing. Guys, let us watch the interview with Lucky Udu.
Those of you girls that are very playful and accessible, this girl's story is going to make you think deeply about your life and the way you live.
Hi, my name is Remy. I'm 23 years old and I would like to share my story of how I became a single mom at the age of 14.
Remy, can you tell us your story?
When I was 12 years old, I was very playful and I was very accessible. Like, I was everybody's friend. I always saw the good in people. Like, even when I see the red flags, I always ignore and I'll just be playing. So then my mom used to send me to fetch water at a street close to ours. So there was this guy I was always playing with. Unknown to me, he was a very bad guy. I used to play with the guy. I'll play with the guy, and then most times when he calls me, I'll run away. So there was this day he now saw me and held me and said, "Remy, you're always playing with me. Do you know who I am?" I said, "No." He said, don't you know who I am? Have you heard my story? I said, "No, I've not heard your story." He now said, "Okay, I'm that very notorious boy you've been hearing about that have been killing people and running away. That is who I am." So I became very scared at that time.
Wow, how old were you then?
I was 12. I was 12 going to 13. So this guy now had eyes on me based on the way I was playing with him. He felt like, okay, I'm this normal street child that already knows good and bad, but I was still very naive. So then he now started sending his boys to like get me for him, and then I always had a way of escaping.
How old was he?
He was about 24, 25 then. So I always had a way of escaping, not until this very fateful day. I came out late in the night to get medicine for my cough, and then he caught me and he raped me that day. So that was
in public?
No, like the guy is a very bad guy that even whenever he does something, even if there are thousands of people here, nobody minds, nobody cares, nobody would even try to interrupt.
Everyone is living in fear.
Yes, of the guy.
He was a cultist?
Yes, a very notorious cultist. So that fateful night, I had a very serious cough, and I was on my way to get medicine when he caught me, and he said, "I've been playing with him for so long that finally I've entered his hands today." So that was how it happened, and I lost my virginity. And
at 12?
Yes, at 13.
Okay, we're 13 already.
Yes. And then when my mom heard about it, she could not even do anything because she was scared. She was like, that I don't expect her to go and start following that boy, that she's not ready to lose her life for somebody and all.
What of your dad?
My dad, actually the person I'm referring to as my mom is not my biological mom. I lost my mom when I was 9, and my dad abandoned me. My dad even tried to rape me then, but let's keep that one aside.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How old were you?
I was just 9 years old.
Your dad attempted to force himself on you?
I was still in primary 5 then. Primary 5 or primary 6 then, when that thing happened.
Were you the only child?
Yes, I'm the only child of my mom.
Wow, and your mom passed on?
Yeah.
And then your dad tried to force himself?
Yes.
That's tragic.
He was there for me. Nobody stood for me. Nobody even asked him any question. So he now kidnapped me. He kidnapped me and kept me in a room, like in a locked room. I was just in the room there. He was taking advantage of me whenever he felt like...
Sorry, what do you mean by kidnap? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, like he kidnapped, like he held me There was a day I was
Against your
also
will.
yes, against my will. I was also going to fetch water. He held me. He said, I'm his wife. That thing he did that day, that if he had known I was still a virgin, that he would have not done it. But since he has done it, there's no problem that nobody will come close to me. So he just wanted to keep me for himself. And then he dropped my buckets and locked me in one of the rooms in their compound.
Like you left your house to fetch water, and then he kind of he threw your bucket away.
Yes, like
took you home, that you are now his own.
The compound where we fetch water is actually their compound.
Wow. And you're just 13.
Yes.
Helpless, defenseless, and so sorry. So he kidnapped you and
Yes, and then he kept me in a locked room for days, weeks. Nobody looked for me. Nobody looked for me. I was just there. And then I found out a way to escape. Okay, and then he later started giving me free hands. Like most times, he would just open the door for me to come out. And because I was still very small, there was a day I came out and I went to play with some of my friends. He came back and started looking for me. So everybody was like, Remy, this person is looking for you. Have you seen him? I said, no. Immediately I got to the house, he started beating me. Like, even his elder brothers were there. They could not do anything. He started beating me. That's why I sustained one injury on my leg. He started beating me, and then he said I must take him to the person's house. I said I was not in anybody's house. He said it's a lie, that maybe I've gotten somebody else. That was why
and
I
you're
went
just
to.
13, a young child that wants to just play.
I was just 13. So I told him I did not go anywhere, but he refused. He kept on beating me till midnight. That was how I now found a way to escape. And I ran to my friend's place, one of my friends, a male friend. It was like the only person I could think of at that time because of the influence of his elder brother. So I ran down to my friend's place and I started staying there. But then with time again, this same boy found out where I was and he came to get me from there. And then it just continued like that until the final time I ran away. I sustained a lot of injuries on my body. And when he catches me, he will beat me from let me just say from 9 o'clock in the night till 5 a.m. in the morning. There was a time he even threw me into the water, but I don't know how I survived.
He threw you where?
Yes, into the water.
What's into the water?
This river here.
Threw you into a river?
Yes. And then he sent his boys to still bring me out again. Broke bottle on my head and stabbed me. That's how I got these injuries on my hand.
Wow. I'm beginning to imagine, how notorious was this guy?
Very notorious.
What are some of the things that he did that has made people that is causing people to be scared of him?
He kills people. He rapes girls. Like if then those cultists, maybe if he goes to catch one of their rivals and then he finds the boy with his girlfriend, he will take the both of them, kill the boy in presence of the girl, and him and his crew will sleep with the girl, rape the girl, kill the girl, and they'll throw them into the water. So that was how bad the guy was.
The next one right here, lady shares a story about a guy that is attracted to pregnant women. He said, I started sleeping with pregnant women when my wife died when she was 6 months pregnant. Every pregnant woman reminds me of my wife and I lose control whenever I see a baby bump. It was a difficult trauma for me. I loved my wife so much. We have been dating since we met in the university and everyone predicted that we were going to marry. She fell pregnant when we were in the university. It was an unplanned pregnancy, but we still decided to keep it. But she later lost the pregnancy. She also had 2 miscarriages when we got married and she died in her sleep on her 3rd pregnancy, which was 6 months. That's like 6 months old. This is really sad. Let's continue. I felt totally lost, okay, after her death, but other pregnant women became solace to me. I've slept with several pregnant women, but one led me to sell. Okay. This woman was a soldier's wife, the fear. And the husband was rarely home. She was a soldier's wife. I don't know what I hear about them. I mean, also soldiers too. Their lifestyle is crazy. What I hear about these two, soldier's wife and soldiers. That was this story for another day. She was my neighbor, so we started doing things behind locked doors. One day, our husband called us while we were about to have sex, but this woman turned everything on my head. She cried and said I wanted to rape her. That was how I got severely beaten up and locked in the cell. It took a while before my younger brother bailed me and quickly got me a therapist. Now God save you. Therefore don't now dare you for pass go heaven. That's a bad way to die. But I've seen this. I think I watched a show, but not a Nigerian show. This guy likes to sleep with pregnant women. There's one that also likes to sleep with physically challenged people. Like, it's crazy. Let's move straight to the next one. This man, he took his girlfriend to the hotel and saw his wife there with another man. You see, there are some people or some couples that deserve each other. Shina, 50-50, just like how this person said, he said, can we just say it's 50-50? The man is really hot, mad, angry, while the woman is unbothered and not even worried. That is because I feel like the man has been doing it, and the woman couldn't take it anymore. I have said it before. It doesn't make it. It's a toxic thing, right? If you're the type that do me, I do you, an eye for an eye. Let me do you. Trust me, that relationship is rubbish relationship. That marriage is rubbish marriage. If you are the type, once you discover you can't take it anymore, instead of doing that, why not look for somebody else instead of wasting your time? Now, the problem with that is you struggle with this person in a toxic relationship. Do me, I do you. Okay, you're cheating, let me cheat on you. You're doing this, let me do it. And for ladies, the time counts so fast. It's faster than guys. You realize that you've been in a toxic relationship for 5 years. And when you finally take that step to leave, old age don't they come. Maybe you got in when you were 30 and you fought it till you were 40 or till you were 36 before you now decided, okay, I'm tired. Let me just leave. And nadia wala di. To come see person way to come serious, especially when you now have a child. So when you notice some signs, you just leave. Okay, guys, let us move straight to the next one. Enough of all that. This one, yeah, we're going to start off with this. They said this happened at Ibano. A makeup artist says that a car was raided by criminals while making purchases at food company. Let's watch this video.
Imagine just to buy something and come back out. My car's brain box is gone. See, just like that, the car's brain box is gone. How could this have happened without your knowledge? The security said they did not know anything and they did not see anybody. This is unacceptable. And see, they even removed these parts. In broad daylight, and they said they do not know anything about it. And now they are telling me this is not their space. Why did you park me there? You're making use of this space as your parking space because you do not have enough space. You park people there. When we came here, the whole space was occupied, and they parked us here. Now we came out, the brain box is no longer there, and they are now telling me it is not their space. This is unacceptable.
Hey guys, moving on to the next one. This is sad. It's just so sad. When you see things like this, you just pity the victims. Okay, this is a Hausa businessman in Ogun State who was attacked by armed robbers who stole $11 million from him. The robbery lasted for about 3 minutes. That was quite fast. Actually, when I saw the report, I was like, okay, for 3 minutes. And guess what? The 4-man gang immobilized the victim's car and fled with the stolen money, which was stored in 2 Ghana must-go bags. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Prior to the incident, the victim had attempted to deposit the foreign currency in a bank but was turned away as banking hours had ended. The robbers intercepted his car, took the money, and escaped before the police arrived. So somebody actually spotted him around the bank, I suspect, or maybe one of the bankers. I'm just saying, spotted him like, this man has a lot of money, and just make the call. Because sometimes, some people are found in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were actually dressed in black attire, wore masks, and carried rifles. Moving on to the next one. This one is about 2 women who were apprehended by the RRS, that's the Rapid Response Squad, in Lagos for allegedly attempting to sell a 2-month-old baby. The incident occurred in Oshodi when a 25-year-old woman named Oge Okoli suspected of stealing the baby, was questioned by passengers on a public bus. The RRS actually intervened to rescue Okoli and the baby from a potential lynching. Now, the investigation led to the arrest of the baby's mother. Her name is Maria Amadu, and she's 26 years old. The RRS commander has transferred the suspects and the baby to the gender unit of the police command for further investigation and prosecution. The next one here is also a sad one. Here is a man, his name is Joseph. Is also known as Semikolo something. They said that he's the chairman of Covenant Suites. He's a hotelier. As he passed away recently under distressing circumstances, actually. According to reports, he fell seriously ill after being assaulted by his sons. His sons discovered their father with another woman and demanded a bribe of 1 million naira to keep the affair a secret from their mother, who was on vacation in the United States. Now, refusing to comply, the father was reported to their mother, leading to her anger. Now, the following day, the father visited his wife's Coca-Cola depot. An altercation ensued, and the father called the police, resulting in one officer being injured by the sons. The sons are wild. Now, these boys were arrested and the father was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Despite medical advice, the wife released, the sons from custody and brought her husband home, the sick husband, where he eventually passed away. More like the sons killed him. Now, sometimes we pray, oh God, give me child. God, give me pikin. I want pikin. Make we also dey pray, God, no give me problem child. No give me pikin wey go take my life. So while we're praying for fruit of the womb, we should also be praying for good one, good fruit. Moving on to the next one. This lady raises alarm after seeing vacancy for female house help that can cook, clean, and perform something. A lot of people don't know because this guy used coitus or something. Now, I checked online, and guess what that means? It means sex. So this lady says, since I saw this, I have been greatly disturbed. I have, called and cursed, but it's still not enough. I want to even go as far as accepting the job so I can see the foolish guy and beat him up. You can see it's between 50,000 and 60,000 naira. If they look for Olosho, why not just go ahead and get it? That is because Olosho is expensive. Per day, you can be paying 50k, 60k, 150k, depend on where and who the Olosho where you carry be. Moving on to the next one. Bashir Ahmad, President Buhari's special assistant on digital communications, revealed that Ethiopia Airlines is a major shareholder of Nigeria Air. I know a lot of people called out the Nigerian government. The presidency actually reacted to that. In fact, Ahmad stated that Nigerians can expect to see more Ethiopian Airlines craft in Nigeria Air. And again, remember yesterday I read some comments that says, is it just one aircraft, a whole country? So that's what they're trying to say here. They also said that there have been claims that Nigeria Air lease aircraft from Ethiopian Airlines, leading to accusation of fraud against the Minister of Aviation. Now, Ahmad dismissed these claims and explained that many major airlines worldwide are not owned by their governments. The federal government chose Ethiopian Airlines as a strategic equity partner, as holding a 49% share, while the Nigerian government holds only 5%, and other Nigerian investors make up the remaining 46% in the new airline. So, Nigerian government holds only 5%. So, put that in mind. Moving on to the next one. Here we have Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri, I don't even know where this guy stands. Posted recently saying, well, the Supreme Court has spoken and we must accept that they are final, not because they are correct, but because they are final. The inauguration will go on. I pray that God will give Tinubu the wisdom to govern Nigeria well until the final determination of our main suit, which we pray the PDP wins. Whether or not we win, we shall continue to wish our country and its leaders well, even though we are disappointed. Okay, guys, here we have the former petroleum minister, Diezani. Now, Diezani has filed a lawsuit against the Attorney General of the Federation and EFCC for alleged libel, as she's seeking 100 billion naira in damages and an apology from both parties in 3 national newspapers. The lawsuit accuses them of making false, malicious, and libelous publications against her since she left Nigeria in 2015. The EFCC and AGF have been given 14 days to respond to the summons and enter their defense. In fact, the comment that I saw said that welcome to Nigeria, a country where criminals sues the government. Okay, that's where I'm going to hold it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're yet to do so. Till we see you next time. Peace.